Independence Day Resurgence. Independence Day Resurgence is the sequel to Independence Day, the blockbuster hit movie that came out in 1996. Now, in the beginning, this movie does tell you what happened after part one. It tells you that how all the countries have been at peace in the world. There has not been any wars. Also, from what we learned in the trailer, that the humans after the war, the humans have used the alien technology to better the planet. And it is shown very early in this movie when you can see small aircrafts that we have on Earth that can go from Earth to the moon. This movie is nothing like part one. This movie takes a while to get into because we have old characters and we have new characters. Now, our old characters, we have to figure out what they're up to and what they're doing. In our new characters, we got to get adjusted to them. We got to figure out who they are. Now, Will Smith is not in this movie. He's not in this movie. He died in some kind of test. That's how the movie explains how he's not in this movie. He died in some kind of test. The movie does give him some respect. It does put respect on his name. So, but Will Smith is not in this movie. Goldblum is in Africa. Jeff Goldblum, he's my favorite character. David, he's my favorite character from part one. He's in Africa. He's investigating something that happened in Africa where a ship landed in 1996, and now the ship has turned on. Bill Pullman has he suffers from headaches or nightmares or something, I don't know. What I do like about this movie is how they showed how the humans, they have set up some kind of defense network with their satellites or something out in the atmosphere outside of the Earth, and how they set that up to be some kind of defense field for the Earth. Now, like all my reviews, this is spoiler free, no spoilers here, so don't worry. Now, we do understand, if you've seen the trailer, we do understand that there's a big ship coming to Earth. And when this ship comes, it's just taking up the gravity of the Earth. It's taking people up in the sky. It's taking bridges. It's taking skyscrapers up in the sky. It's like I said, it's just taking up the gravity of where it's at. And then it does nothing. This ship is about, think about this for a second. This ship it takes up most of Western Europe, the Atlantic Ocean, and most of the eastern part of the United States. That's how big this ship is. But then when it comes down to land, it does all its destruction, but when it lands, it does nothing else. I did see this movie in 3D. I've seen it in 3D. Some cool scenes in 3D. But, you know, with it being 2 hours long and some of the fast-paced scenes, it does get to wear on the eyes and it does end up hurting. So for the price, I just say go watch it in regular definition. Don't spend your money on 3D unless you really you love 3D movies. I don't know who really loves 3D movies, but if you're one of those people out there, go see it, go spend your money. But if you're not, keep your couple of dollars, get yourself a hot dog, you'll be okay. The issues with this movie is it used some one-liners from part one, and then there's some scenarios from part one that's in this, and it's just way too many characters in this movie. And all of our new characters in this movie, none of them are acted well, none of them are being portrayed well, none of the characters you really care about. Liam Hemsworth, he's pretty much a white Will Smith, and when I say that, one of my issues with part one of Independence Day was that Will Smith was a captain. He was a Marine and he was a captain. Make him that. Do not make him a chuck and jive, corny, goofy guy. He's not that, and that's what they basically did with Liam Hemsworth. He's a lieutenant. Make him a lieutenant. Don't make him Mr. Cool Guy. Did you see that? That was cool. I'm gonna pee here for no reason. That's what they did with Liam Hemsworth in this movie. Like I said, the issues with this movie is just filled with so many characters. Example, Lord of the Rings. All of the Lord of the Rings movie, every single character was acted well. Okay, this movie is, I guess, supposed to be for just a good time. Okay, you don't have the acting. Cool. But every character in Lord of the Rings movies were important. A lot of the characters in this movie are not important. Now, most of the old characters in this movie are just thrown in here for nostalgia. That's it. They don't add anything. They don't bring anything to the movie. They're just thrown in here for nostalgia. But what is funny is they should never been in part one because they don't add anything. They don't bring anything to the movie. This movie should have taken notes from X-Men Days of Future Past to see how you blend old characters with new characters, to see how you really do it well. This movie didn't do that. At the end of this movie, you can tell where they're going. They're going to totally ignore the whole meaning of Independence Day, the true meaning of what this movie is about. They're going to ignore it. This was kind of like a watered down Star Trek. The next movie, I don't know how many movies they're gonna make. They'll probably just make a third one or a fourth one, but they're going to be Star Trek movies. That's pretty much what this kind of was, but the next movies will pretty much be Star Trek. So guys, I would have to say Independence Day Resurgence is a 55 out of 100. Special effects, so if you're, this movie can easily be a guilty pleasure for most people if you're really into action-packed movies and sci-fi movies. This movie can truly be a guilty pleasure. But I didn't have a good time with this movie. I would just prefer to watch part one. Guys, get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this movie. Have you seen it? Have you not? Like this video. Dislike this video. Do what you need to do. And remember, I got other movie reviews in my playlist. I'm done here.